Okay, so the medicine that I use the most frequently in my house is tea, right? But I use strong, strong teas, which are called infusions. So right now I'm going to make a nettle infusion because nettle is a powerhouse herb. I absolutely positively love, love, love nettles. I can't talk about it enough. All right, this is stinging nettles. And what I have is a dried version of it. And so what you do is you do something like these are leaves. And so you do something like 1 part herb to 5 parts water. That's very, that's loose. But what I usually do is just throw my hand in here and put a handful of herbs in here. That's really what I normally do, is just take a whole, and it's, herbalism is the people's medicine indeed. And so sometimes you do what you feel, right? Some people do it in exact science, but I'm just not one of them. Okay, that does not really look like 1 part to 5. Oh, it kind of does. See, for me, that's good enough because this is going to steep for a long time, all right? These are leaves. Generally speaking, when you deal with leaves, you're going to let those steep for anywhere from 4 to 8 hours, all right? So I let mine steep overnight. There are my herbs. Here is the water, which it just boiled. You see the steam coming up. Ooh. And like I said, nettle is such a fantastic, fantastic herb. It's got a lot of iron in it. Tons and tons of fantastic minerals. I cannot talk about it enough. So now, what I'm doing is I'm filling this all the way to the top. That's one of the important things that I was taught about making herbal infusions, is that you need to fill this all the way to the top. So what it is that you have is airtight, and water will spill, right? So you should have a towel with you. I don't have a towel with me, but you see the herbs sticking out on the top. All the herbs need to drink. I like that. So I do that, and this is of course really hot. Woo! All right, that is the beginning of my herbal infusion. This is going to sit for, like I said, at least 4 hours. Now, if I were doing flowers, I would let my flowers steep for an hour, 2 hours tops, depending on what kind they are. If I was doing flowers, I would infuse my flowers for an hour, 2 hours tops, depending on what type of flowers they are. Keep in mind with these herbs, just like teaching English, there's an exception to every single rule, okay? So like chamomile is something that has to sit no more than 10-15 minutes, or else it's going to be really, it loses all of its volatile oils, and it's not really nice. Lavender is something that turns insanely bitter if you infuse it for too long. So those are things you're going to make simple teas out of, right? Generally speaking, other flowers will be about an hour to 2 hours, something like that. If you do roots, if you make root infusions, you keep those in for 8 hours. All right, so say you're doing dandelion root or burdock root, you can let that sit for 8 hours. And seeds are really volatile. Like they give up their volatile oils like that. So seeds are something that between 15 minutes to half an hour, usually you let those sit in just boiled water. And that's about it. Like I said, there are exceptions to every rule. So flavor is important, scents are important. All of those things are really important. So you have to think about all that. And so anyway, this is gonna sit for all that time. And in the morning, what I'm going to do is I am going to open this and do what we call decanting. I'm going to decant this in the morning. So what that would mean is that I take, in fact, I don't have anything to show the people. Okay, what I would do is I take this, I will pour it back into the pot, and then the herbs will be in the strainer. The nettles will be in the strainer. And I will squeeze the herbs, okay? I will squeeze them until I just can't get anything else out of them, because there's a lot of delicious, rich medicine in those herbs, all right? And then I can take this, once I'm done, I can take the herbs that are left, right, and compost them. I will take my delicious drink and I will drink it and share it with friends. I'll put some back in here and I'll put it in the refrigerator. That's one thing that's great. These infusions usually last in the refrigerator for a couple of days. And that's that. That's how you make an herbal infusion. I hope you make lots and lots and lots of them and you love them. All right?